Music.
Stand by 6, dissolve to 6.
Dickens on the left.
Stand by
Many
4.
calls Scrooge made that night with the ghost of Christmas present.
4.
Now he stood on a bleak and desert moor where monstrous masses of rude stone were cast about as though it were the burial place of
5,
giants.
I went to 2 on the left.
Down in the west, the setting sun had left a streak
5
of
to
fiery
2,
red
two
which
shot on the
glared
left.
upon the
Darkness.
desolation for an
Stand by
instant
6, take
like a
6.
sullen eye,
What the hell's
and was
going
then
on?
lost
Way
in the
out of
thick
focus.
gloom of
Stand
darkest
by
night.
7.
A light shone
Dissolve
from the
7.
window of a hut. Passing through the wall of mud and stone,
Thank you, 7.
they found a cheerful company assembled
Stand by
around a
6.
glowing fire. An
5,
old
give the
man
choir.
and woman
5,
with their
give the
children
choir.
and their
Stand by
children's
6,
children,
dissolve to 6.
all decked out gaily in their holiday
Stand by
attire.
5, dissolve to 5.
In this
Stand by
place,
4.
Ebenezer Scrooge,
Dissolve
the
4.
miners live, who labor in the bowels of the
Stand by
earth.
6.
And then
Still
Dickens
they
will come
know
back.
me. Do you hear?
Dissolve to 6. Stand by
The spirit did not tarry
4.
here, but bade Scrooge hold his
Dissolve
robe
4.
and passing on above the moor,
Okay, we're going to start
sped
cutting these because this is a
whither?
little quicker pace. Stand by
Not to
6.
see. To see.
Take 6.
To Scrooge's horror, looking back, he saw the last of the sand. Below him were the waves breaking upon a frightful range of
Stand by
rocks.
4. Titus, you
But
can't
built
four.
upon a
Titus,
dismal
you
reef
can't
of sunken
four.
stone, some league
Stand
or
by
so
4.
from shore,
Take
there stood
4.
a solitary lighthouse.
5, give me violin.
Great heaps of seaweed clung to
No,
its
they're not doing
base,
anything. Somebody's doing
and
something.
storm
Give me
birds,
somebody.
born
There
of the
you go.
wind,
Stand by
rose
5.
and fell about it like the waves
Stand
they
by
skimmed.
5. Take 5. Stand by 6.
Again the ghost sped on above the dark
Take
and
6.
heaving sea, on
Stand
and
by.
on until they lighted on a ship.
5. Get
They
DV.
stood
Can you
beside
get
the captain
DV?
at the
5?
wheel, the lookout in the bow, the men who had the
Yes,
watch.
tight 5.
Dark, ghostly figures in their several stations.
Stand by 5.
Much they saw
Take
and
5.
far they went. In many
Stand by
places they
6.
visited, but always with a happy end. The spirits stood beside sick beds and they were cheerful. On foreign lands and they were close at home. By poverty and it was rich.
Take 6.
In almshouse, hospital,
Stand by
and jail,
7.
where vain man in his little
Older,
brief
clearly
authority had
older.
not made fast the
Take
door
7.
and barred the spirit out. He left his blessing. It
Stand
was
by
a
6.
long night, if it were
5, give
only
me
a
the violins
night.
again.
And it was strange, too, that while Scrooge remained
Yep,
unaltered in
that'll
his
work.
outward form,
Ghost grew older,
the
clearly
ghost
older.
grew older, clearly older.
Take 5. 5. That's 5.
My life
Thank you.
upon
Stand
this
by
globe
6.
is very brief,
6.
Ebenezer.
You never said
It
previous.
ends tonight.
I
Tonight?
said stand by 5. I
Tonight.
thought. We'll play that one back. We'll
At
mark the rest of the
midnight.
words. Stand by 4.
The hour has come.
Dissolve
Hark.
to 4. Dissolve to 4.
The hour has come.
Not yet. Not yet.
Bruce
There
do
are
anything,
still
5?
more things I
Bruce
wish
directing,
to
stand by
learn.
7.
These you will learn from still another spirit.
Ebenezer. Dickens is
Still
coming in
another
on left.
spirit.
And-
Ebenezer.
Scrooge looked about him for the ghost. It had vanished, and he found himself once more in his bed in his dressing gown and
Going on. You
nightcap
just
on
gotta
his
talk
head.
forever.
There's going to be a clock
heard the clock
one
strike.
in a second.
And stand by 6. Take 6.
Then he remembered the prediction of old Jacob Marley, and
Get tight
lifting
on
up
Don.
his eyes,
Sounds
beheld a
good.
solemn phantom, draped and hooded,
by,
coming towards him like a mist along the
Scatter
ground.
Take
gloom
4.
and misery. The
Stand
ghost
by
will be on
5.
the left in the red.
Take 5.
The spirit slowly,
Pull out 7.
gravely,
Stand by
silently
7.
approached. In the very
Dissolve
air
to 7.
through which it moved, it seemed to scatter gloom and mystery.
5. Give me the gal. Stand
I
by
am the
4.
ghost of Christmas
Take
yet
4.
to come.
by
Ebenezer
6.
Scrooge,
Happened in the
I
time
am about to
before us,
show you the
Scrooge,
shadow of things that have not yet happened,
Take 6.
but will happen in the time before
Stand by
us.
5.
Ghost of the future.
Is precious
I
time.
fear you more than any
Dickens is
specter
coming in
I've
right.
seen. Lead on.
by 7.
Lead on.
Take
The
7.
night is waning fast and it is precious time.
5. Anybody else coming up there? Stand by 6. Take 6.
Scrooge followed in the
Stand by,
shadow of the spirit's dress, which bore him
thank
up, he
you,
thought, and
Mark.
carried him
Stand
along.
Stand by 4.
Child
Suddenly,
Take 4.
they were in a room which Scrooge
Stand by
seemed to
5.
remember having seen before,
Left
where
is
a
the
woman and
mother.
child were.
Stand by 6. Take 6. Stand by 7.
My little son.
I don't like it. 4. Can you get it?
Tiny
Thank you.
Tim,
Stand by
I
4.
loved
Take.
him
Stand by
so.
4.
Mother
Take
dear,
4.
you mustn't.
let him see you
It's almost
cry.
time for Father to be home. Don't let him see you crying. Yes, Mother.
With Tiny
He's
Tim on
late
his
tonight.
shoulder. And the
He
Marshal
walks slower than
Stand by
he used to,
6.
and yet
Thank
I've
you,
known
7.
him to walk very fast indeed with Tiny Tim.